Welcome back to Nothing But Football, ladies and gentlemen. The boys are back. Yes, they're back in town. The question is, right, who did let the dogs out? Because Henry Hill is here. Woof, woof. How are you, Hennis?
Howling, mate. Howling. Yeah. Sporting a new Red Star top that I've been sent in by a Football Joe quiz fan. It's got a mural of the team. Even got Henry Gold on the back. So, yeah, unbelievable. If you want to send me a shirt, I'm always open to it. So, but no, I
have to pay for posting.
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased for this.
That's very amazing. Nice. No, it's a very, very nice top. Ben, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. I didn't get the memo, but we just matched with our Stussy tops.
Yes, indeed. If you're Stussy and like to sponsor us, you're more than welcome to.
Put your phone on silent, boy.
Sorry.
Ben, business bowman. You know,
Rookie.
No days off.
Boys, it's the start of spring. And what a time to be alive. I was playing golf yesterday. It's 17 degrees,
Still
sunny outside.
daylight at 5 o'clock.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I fear we might be back.
I actively chose to go doing street interviews yesterday because I was like, I just need to get outside. This, I can't be sat inside.
No. It was absolutely gorgeous. Hope you guys had a great Wednesday as well. But it's now Thursday, and when the video comes out, it'll be Friday. And we're going to be talking about expiring contracts. We're doing a draft, as you can see by the title, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know how this works, all three of us are up against each other in one aim to make the best squad possible from expiring contracts. If a player's contract is ending this summer, they are qualified into this tournament. If they're expiring next summer, they're not. It's as easy as that. Basically, they've got to be running out this season. They've got to be available for free right now. Now, if you end up watching this closer to the summer, a few of these guys might have signed an extension. So just be wary of that from when you're watching. Now, the way it's going to work, we're each going to have a pick. So it could start with me, then Ben, then Henry again, Ben, me, and we keep going in that same order whilst picking them. I'm sure we'll chat a little bit about the player as well once we do that. You know what, Henners? You can go first.
What, goalkeeper?
You don't have to go goalkeeper. You can go anywhere on the pitch.
Nah, I'll go goalkeeper. It's a classic place to start. And it's a classic bunch of names that you got written down there. You got Ilham Meslier, who is the
sub goalkeeper.
Let me tell you now, I'm not picking him.
Yes.
Now, Nick Pope has actually signed in a 1-year extension to 2027.
Okay.
He activated a clause, is what I was reading. Neuer's 39. It's not a great list of names, but what I am going for here is Jan Sommer at 37 years old.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the reason is he's still playing top-level football at Inter Milan. Yeah, I would say he's probably taken a drop-off this season. There's no surprise that they're probably trying to look to replace him. I imagine they'll do what they do always and just get another old keeper just to muddle along for a few more years. To be fair, I think they're looking like Emi Martinez or something like that as a potential replacement for Jan Sommer. But the point is, if you're looking for a goalkeeper as either a backup or just to fill a gap for a year with unbelievable experience, I think you can't do much worse than Jan Sommer. I think because Manny Neuer at 39, he is getting on, and Bayern eventually have to be realistic about where that's going. But Sommer, if he still wants to play, I mean, at this point in his career, you'd probably look and say he's moving to America. But I still think there's a reason that he's kept going and going and going. And look, Kasper Schmeichel's not a great example because they've been slamming him at Celtic recently, but there is a bit of value in these older keepers. We saw like Caballero go on for a long time as well. So if you want a goalkeeper for 1 year to fill a hole, then I think Jan Sommer, Swiss legend, so experienced at international, and just remember that semi-final against Barcelona last year, where he was elite. He almost single-handedly got Inter into the Champions League final. Well, what's happened since then? Less said about the better. But yeah, I just think Jan Sommer, if we're being brutally honest with this list.
Yeah, goalkeepers are a tough one, man.
Make sure you write down Jan Sommer Henners because that is your first choice. Ben,
so
over to you, mate.
In terms of strategy, I'm thinking, looking through the positions, strikers are...
I said you don't have to go with goalkeeper first, Henners.
Oh, I thought we're competing and then you're picking our choice.
No.
Oh, no.
We're putting this together, mate.
Oh, God.
He's had a mare.
I've absolutely shat the bed.
Or did I not put this specifically in the chat?
I don't read your comments.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So,
Jan Sommer's after all that praise, mate. All that praise.
I mean, to be fair, I think you've got the best goalie.
You've realised now. Write down Jan Sommer's, Henners. He's yours.
Also, I mean, not confirmed now, but I was looking at this last night. There has been talk about Manuel Neuer actually being given an extension at Bayern, potentially in the summer.
Yeah.
But I think Sommer is probably the best goalkeeper. I think I've just accepted that my goalkeeper we'll take a
You
stink
can
of
have
it.
if Neuer hasn't signed a contract as of yet.
believe I said
You can
right
have
team.
Neuer. Like that is available.
Probably shouldn't have said that. Let's go with strikers then, because I feel like that is probably where there is the most limited options, and I'm going to go for Dusan Vlahovic. I'm going to take him straight off the bat. He's obviously had a bit of a strange time at Juve where he's been a bit patchy. I think last season and the start of this season he was quite decent. Obviously, Colin Moani went there last year and kind of bounced off him, helped him a little bit. I just think I'm not going to go on too much because I just think he's the best striker on this list. He's still only 26. He's got a lot of time left in his career. Could you see him come into the Prem maybe in the summer? Do you think someone will take, or do you think he'll maybe stay in Italy?
There's been many a rumour, hasn't there? And Premier League clubs are still all kind of crying out for a striker in some way, shape, or form, aren't they? I don't know with Vlahovic sometimes. I feel like sometimes he ends up getting a little bit disrespected after having been there for so long. I mean, he is on some wedge.
Yeah,
at
he's on
Juventus.
a serious
massive
pay
money.
packet.
But
So I'm sure he's okay with
Are
it.
we taking wages into account with this?
No.
I've got
not at all.
unlimited money. So I'm going to go Dusan Vlahovic straight off the bat.
Okay, Dusan Vlahovic for you. That is fair enough. I'm going to go straight off the back with someone who I just want to get in my team. Neymar.
Yeah,
I just want Neymar, man.
No,
big injury. Didn't he get another injury yesterday?
34-year-old part-time Santos player Neymar.
But let's dream.
Come on.
Let's dream.
Let the boy live.
I'll give it. Look, he doesn't have to train, mate. Doesn't have to train in my squad. He can just come in on the match days, the day before the match day. He gets one party a week. He'll be happy.
Free roll?
Free roll.
Sorry, I thought we were taking this seriously.
We are taking this seriously.
You've just bought a sports car which breaks down.
But when that sports car is going, mate, aren't we having fun?
When?
Aren't we having fun?
When is it going?
There was all this talk about Neymar, like a bit of a redemption arc.
Exactly. I was chatting about him being for Brazil. He might not end up playing for Brazil. I just think he'll get his flowers in this team. He'll end up getting his flowers. I can change
I've
him.
actually thought about this team. I didn't realise we were just doing this for a laugh.
No, you didn't. You literally did not think about this team earlier.
He thought about this team so much that he decided to put his team in the group chat yesterday for us to pick.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Right then.
Well, no, it goes back to me. That's how it works, Henry.
What?
Because that's how it's fair. Again, as I explained yesterday.
Fuck's sake, man.
So Neymar's going into my team. I think depending on where I get down later on, he could be on the left wing. He could be in the attacking midfielder
some
role,
versatile
depending
options.
on what happens. Because, look, I just think there is always something to dream with him, isn't there? There's always the idea that he can make
there's
something
literally
out of
not.
nothing.
There's literally not. Like
Henry, live a little, man.
Henry.
He
Live
played,
for a
like,
second.
he played 8 games in Saudi Arabia. He's gone to Santos, and don't get me wrong, he's done a few good things there, but ultimately the team hasn't really improved that much. They've been in a relegation battle for pretty much the entire time that he's
Which
been
he
there.
helped save them from last season, didn't he?
Helped. Oh, I mean, it's like Depay, who may appear in this thing. He's like I'm sure he's got on crippling wages. He's not been valued for money. You can't. This is. Oh,
Let the boy
It's
dream.
my team. It's my team,
Mr.
Mr. Jan
First pick is a bit rogue.
Mr. Jan Sommer
go
over
on
here.
then. Mr. Ilari.
He's got the best goalkeeper.
Yeah, well,
he's got the best
we'll
Go
see.
on, Zach. Go again.
So my other picks then, there are a few other big boys here available. I think centre-backs aren't there in abundance. I think centre-backs aren't there.
On this.
I don't think so. I'm going for Ibrahima Konate. Let's be honest here. I think Konate's had a bit of a rougher season this year, that's for sure. We've obviously seen that. I think actually more recently, he has been brilliant. This is a guy who is 26 years old. I still think he ends up at Real Madrid. I do. I know there's been rumours about how Real Madrid are actually now looking at him this season thinking not going to happen. But look, Antonio Rudiger is actually another person that's available on this list. He's not getting any younger. He's also somebody that's a bit injury prone. And Konate last season and a couple of years building up to that has turned into an electric defender. Like it feels like he's got over his injury issues as well. There are a couple of years where he consistently pick up some nasty knocks, but he's moved forward this season. Sorry, he's moved forward last season especially, and this season more recently we are seeing him kind of get back to a rich reign of form. I would be interested to see him in a backline that doesn't have Virgil van Dijk. I think that is going to be an interesting situation because he has learned from one of the best in the league of all time, and had the opportunity to partner next to him. And I wonder if he goes from this Liverpool side to whatever team it might be. It could be Bayern Munich, whatever. In that Liverpool defence, he's the B side, right? It's Virgil van Dijk plus him. In these other teams, he's going to probably want to be or become, or they want him to be the A side.
Certainly in Madrid when they've got young, kind
Exactly.
of more inexperienced centre halves. I don't think, I know obviously got a nasty injury the other night, but I don't think Real Asensio is. You look kind of through that Real Madrid team, and it just doesn't look like a Madrid side.
But even Dean Huijsen, he's struggled this year massively. Like he's still so young as well. And next season, Konate will be 27. Like it'll be in that role of like being ready to be a leader.
If obviously Huijsen kind of wants to push up a little bit more, be that ball player and centre back. And I think having someone like Konate in behind him, who has got a rick in him, was poor at the start of the season, I think, Konate. But obviously he's had a lot of terrible kind of stuff going on recently. And I think the way that he's bounced back from that the way he's performed in that context, I think has been a massive, massive credit to him. So I think he's more than capable. I do agree that I maybe have some reservations about him being the proper leader in that back line. But I think if you put maybe more experience around Konate and Howson in other areas of the team at Madrid, then I think maybe you can sort of cover for that in a way. I think that's a
simple one, nice one. I mean, he's probably one of the most high value guys going out of contract as well right now. Yeah, possibly. I think if you look, depending on what platform you look at. Those are my two. Over to you, Ben.
I'm going to go centre back as well, and I'm going to go for. And we had a big argument about him on this podcast before. Give me Harry Maguire. Give me Harry Maguire.
I don't mind
over all of the other ones that are available.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, I'm not going to say the names because I'll leave it to the imagination. I'd rather have Maguire's only 32. I think that he's still very experienced. I still think Harry Maguire, there's a good chance that he goes to the World Cup this year as like a backup centre half. I think if you were a mid-table Premier League team, say if you're an Everton, for example, and you want another centre-back for a bit of depth or someone to come in and start. Obviously, they've had the issues with Branthwaite's injury. I know they're not quite the same sort of centre-half. You want someone that's better on the ball. I still think Maguire's actually quite decent on the ball in terms of his distribution. I'm going Harry Maguire. Leader in that back line. I just think he's still very underrated, a bit disrespected. I think that's a decent pick. I'd rather have him over like Rudiger, for example.
I guess it was the other one. The other one that's available I was looking at was
why not?
Senesi's the other one that I thought was an interesting person available this summer in the free.
Yeah, well, that's who I'm picking next. So you can get off.
That was the big one for me.
No, that's who I'm getting next. So you back off that.
But yeah, no, look, Harry Maguire, I think. I reckon United might end up doing an extra 1 year deal.
I think like losing Casemiro,
he's back in Europe next year as well.
Losing Casemiro, you're thinking. I don't think it's any surprise that Carrick has put Harry Maguire straight back into that side as a bit of stability and leadership in the back line. And I think I agree. You say mid-table Everton, I could see him fully going to Italy and playing for a very decent side out there, like a Roma kind of situation.
Oh yeah, certainly not limited to the Prem. Yeah,
I think he could go and have a nice little swan song away from the. I mean, what Harry Maguire's had to deal with in terms of public humiliation and mockery, it's quite bewildering sometimes. And there was that great interview he did with his sister on I can't remember what platform it was on. No, maybe last year, and he sort of calmly talked about it. Like he's had a really tough ride, and yet he's still like come back bouncing. Yeah. So I do respect that decision, and I do hope he goes to the World Cup as a backup because our centre back options are not great.
Yeah. Okay then, my friend, you are getting Harry Maguire. You're always welcome to him. Ben, Henry, you've got two picks here, mate.
Senesi, straight in. Yeah. Bournemouth centre half.
Yeah,
it's a Calvert Lewin, as they say. But 28 years old.
Do you feel like he dropped off a little bit this season? Well, obviously, last season wasn't really. What's he going to do?
He's had all of his dance partners ripped away from him every single season. He's 28 years old. He's got another first cap for Argentina came in 2022. His next cap came in 2025. So he's clearly on the radar there. He's played 26 lead starts this campaign. He's been the rock in an otherwise changing defence at Bournemouth. And if you look at the teams linked with him at the moment, Everton is one of them. There's also like Inter Milan, Juventus, like clubs like that who are sniffing around for a bargain are looking at him. He's entering his prime years. He's currently doing 7.3 clearances a game, which is more potentially the way that it's more in line with how Bournemouth defend as a football team, sort of inviting that kind of pressure on because they've like trust in their centre halves. But his numbers are unbelievably strong. He's been I think an underrated part of that Bournemouth defence year after year. He's probably valued at around the 20-30 million pound mark. I think if you're looking to snap up a defender for free on someone who's probably not going to give you like crippling wages, Marcus Senesi would do you very, very handsomely because he's been a very good part of a decent Bournemouth side.
Oh mate, if speaking as a Spurs fan, if we were to lose Van der Ven in the summer and if we do stay in the Premier League, I think I would 100% look at him kind of because I think he's very good on the ball. Obviously not necessarily the same with the recovery pace necessarily, but I think his on the ball work is brilliant. Like if you're looking at the World Cup for Argentina and you're looking at Romero as the kind of shoe-in on that right hand side, who are they still playing at the back? Is it still can't still be Otamendi.
Martinez features
Oh, Martinez,
in there, yeah.
of course, yeah, obviously. So, but as someone, say if Martinez, we know he's just picked up another little injury, isn't he, Martinez? So if that kind of continues to happen between now and the end of the season, we know he's a little bit injury prone, despite the fact that I do really rate Martinez, actually. I think he's a bit underrated. I think Senesi would be a more than able backup to step in for the World Cup for Argentina. Like you said, obviously a bit of a distance between the caps, but certainly someone who's on their radar. I think that's a good pick. I'm a bit annoyed I forgot to write him down.
There we go. Right. I'm gonna back that up with a bit more firepower. Bernardo Silva.
Oh, I did.
In the cam.
Fair enough.
In the cam. So now I realise what we're doing here.
Okay.
If Griezmann leaves Atletico and goes to the MLS this summer, which that just feels like the most shoe-in transfer of all time.
Yeah,
a little
it does.
free move.
I feel it's a shame, Griezmann. We never got to experience in the Premier League.
What, Greasy?
Yeah, like I
Image
remember.
rights, man.
You know the day
Fucking image rights.
You know the day I really realised like the level of play he was. I was fortunate enough to obviously go to the World Cup in Qatar a couple of years ago, and I saw a few of the France games and. Obviously, him playing in central midfield. I know this obviously has actually nothing to do with the player that being mentioned.
You're talking about Griezmann?
Griezmann, yeah. Saw him play basically like central midfield for France at times, and I just remember thinking, this guy is.
He is put in big games for France. He is arguably put in some of the greatest ever French performances. Like,
apart from Messi, he was arguably player of the tournament.
Well, I think he has been
and
considered
Mbappe.
player of the tournament. I mean, Mbappe gets a lot of credit for what he did in the final, but in
Griezmann
Qatar,
was
but it was Griezmann that really helped get them there. And then if you look at like 2018, arguably one of the best players there. If you look at the Euros 2016, I remember against Iceland when he was just like lobbing the keeper for fun. Griezmann has put in some classic all-time performances, and he's great as well. He's got this little, I like the dance. Anyway, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Bernardo Silva. We're talking about Bernardo Silva. Okay, this guy's 31 years old. That's not too old in the world of football, isn't he?
No.
He is what you might call the consummate professional. And just look at the way that Pep talks about him. There's a reason he's been made captain this year. Like Pep said at the back end of last year when he needed someone to pick up the team and put them on their shoulders, it was Bernardo Silva that did that. 1 goal, 4 assists this year and 23 starts with 4 substitute appearances. Look, the numbers are never going to be like truly spectacular for him. 8 goal involvements last year in the league. But then before that, 15. When he turns it on, he's really, really effective. I think Bernardo Silva is a manager's dream. I think he's still like got a lot of value in his legs, and I can totally see him filling the void of someone like Griezmann. I mean, I think any top Italian side would look at him. I wonder if
Barcelona have another sniff again.
Well,
I know their
that's the
side's a
rumour,
bit younger, but
every
they've been
year,
after
isn't
him
it,
for what feels like 8 years now.
Also, there's a reason that he is seemingly kind of out of contract every year, or it sounds like he's going to leave Man City every year, and then he will sign an extension. He will sign, like you said, he will sign as the captain. Even now, like you look at the way that City have kind of rebuilt that midfield and attack over the years, which is obviously he's been able to kind of stride between both areas of the pitch, and it feels like Pep over the last month or couple of months maybe, or so probably months since the signings were brought in January, it feels like Pep's found his best 11 at City now again for this run-in, which is something that we were talking about, I think, last week or the week before when we were talking about the Arsenal and the title run and all those kind of things. I think it's testament to him that at his age and at his level that he is still part of that first team week in, week out, and Foden's dropped to the bench, Shirky's dropped to the bench. And I think that balance that they've got in midfield now, I think is top. I realised that I had a bit of a brain fart when I was talking about the image rights, so I think I had my next pick on the brain. For some reason, I thought you said
Dybala.
Dybala. You've made both your picks now, haven't you?
I've made both my picks, but if you want to, I was thinking, I don't remember Spurs ever being in.
No,
for
sorry,
Antoine Griezmann.
I had my next pick on the brain.
So quickly, you've got Jan Sommer in goal.
Senesi in centre back. And Bernardo Silva. So, suddenly...
Again, another versatile player can play everywhere.
Looking all right.
Good
luck, Bowman.
Okay, Bowmanator. Have you already revealed it?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Paulo Dybala.
Another what-if player for
La
me.
Joya.
Another what-if player.
How old is Dybala now? Dybala
32,
is
is
32. 2 goals, 2 assists this season in Serie A. I think he had... Was it this season or towards the back end of last season he got fairly significant
injuries?
Injury.
Yeah, he's had a couple.
He's back in and around the team at the moment. When he went to Roma, was it last season?
No, 2 seasons. He's been there... He's been there quite a long time now.
This is third
actually.
season.
Yeah, he won the Conference League there.
That was it. But last season, I still think he got like 12 goal contributions. Again, had a slightly disrupted time because of injuries. But he, as a player, man, he is still one of my favourites. And again, very sad that we didn't get to see him in the Premier League and come to us. I still think he's got a bit to offer. Can play right wing, can play attacking mid in my team. I think this is kind of a heart pick a little bit almost, but I still think he's got something to offer somewhere.
He's a bit of a what-if, I always think. Like,
yeah, for sure.
This is his 4th season at Roma.
4th season at Roma.
He's doing his celebration.
He he's someone who I think, like, throughout the years has always felt like when you watch him, there is something special here. Like, he can be the best player in Italy. And whether it be through injury, whether it be through circumstance or the teams that he's ended up joining, it's never quite worked out. Like, there's always those. Do you remember that fate when he left Juve to go to Roma? Like, how emotional he was at leaving Juventus. But this guy, when he was coming through at Palermo, if I'm correct, was there was such like freakish nature towards him. He was such a fun player to watch. And it's not that I don't think he's ever gone on to achieve it, because he's gone on to achieve some fantastic things and has been part of like very good Juve squads. But there were times I think people would talk about this guy as like he could be 80, 90 million pounds, when 80, 90 million pounds was like an incredible, like you wouldn't pay that very often. And I don't know if he ever went on to fully achieve what was maybe expected of him, Henners. I don't know if you would say the same.
No, I do know what you mean. And it's funny to kind of think that perhaps going to Roma and helping win the Conference League was like a career-defining moment for him. Because if you saw that unveiling, do you remember when he was unveiled on the steps of Rome and everyone was like, thousands of people turned out and he was crying, and then he went on to help achieve history with that club under Mourinho, like a very beautiful moment. He's maybe been too loyal to
projects,
Roma for his own good, and at times at Juve, he got kind of like pushed out. It was an interesting decision to go to Roma, like if you think about it at the time. But yeah, I think he's just been everyone is slamming Serie A at the moment, rightly or wrongly. He's been an iconic figure in that division for the past over a decade now. And you're right. I'd love to have seen him in the Premier League. 32, it looks more like an MLS kind of move in all honesty, with the way that he plays and the fact that he's like slightly injury prone. But if for a laugh, Spurs for a laugh, just go get him.
In the Championship. Why not?
6 years later. Yeah, I love Dybala. Like I said, it is a bit of a heart pick. He has had his injury problems, but I just love him as a footballer. I think if he were to go to the MLS, and not that I'm building a team to try and win the MLS, although I think mine would. I
think a few of our teams might be similar.
I'm not in any way comparing him to Messi, obviously, but you look how Messi at his age has still gone over there and just like absolutely taken the mick. I think Dybala could very much do the same. So he's in my team.
Nice. Okay, then goes over to me for 2 picks. I'm kicking things off. I've already accepted this team's gonna be old, so why not go?
It's an old team.
Why not go old? Why not go really old? Luka Modric. Welcome to central midfield.
To be honest,
he's been very good at AC Milan this season. He just, like, it's not like, he's played 10 games. He's played over 20 games for them. Numerous goals and assists. Like, this guy just doesn't stop no matter what happens. I wonder whether he will just sometime go, I'm just going to retire, not because of like being injured or being not being able to keep up with the game, but just due to getting a little bit bored of football, maybe because we haven't done it for over 20 years or so now. Look, Luka Modric doesn't have to be spoken about the ability he can bring to you on a pitch. Everyone knows this. He's an absolute freak of nature.
Real Madrid's most decorated player.
Yeah, he's one of the most talented players I think Spurs have ever had. He's one of the most talented players in midfield that Real Madrid have had and done incredible things. It's mad to think after his first season he was voted as the worst transfer of all time for Real Madrid to then go on to do everything he did.
It's not like the Spanish media to go really bold,
it's a very good point. He's a metronome. He really is. And I think he can be a metronome in my team. He still conducts it. And as I said, I feel like the average age of these teams are going to be like 32, aren't they? So why not get Luka in, because he deserves it.
I had a thought of him as like a... if I was going to pick him, he was going to be my player manager. Because I think when you talk about like central mid, almost like a bit what like Glenn Hoddle did towards the end of his career, like there's this kind of been this thing recently where a lot of the best up-and-coming managers that have kind of either retired or like you look back at someone in the game, like central midfielders and the way they kind of understand the game. You could see Modric being like an excellent coach.
Yeah.
I think he's got that sort of like, he's always been a bit understated maybe on the pitch. He's never been the most vocal character, but has obviously led that Madrid team towards the end. And also, I think you did see that leadership side come out of him for a while. And I think he'll go on and be like an amazing coach.
I get nervous about these legends going into coaching and then end up just getting like fired, So I don't want to see Modric at like Genoa just like battling to keep them up.
Just stood there on a touchline.
But look at then like Fabregas, right? Like it works out for him. It worked out for Xabi Alonso. Like these midfield players who are just so intelligent on the ball. I could see Luka Modric being a fantastic manager.
I could.
He is in that mould of Alonso Fabregas, isn't he?
Learned
really,
from the best, really. And I think it was Harry Redknapp that sort of turned him into a central midfielder. Because when he first came to Spurs, he He was out on the wing.
He was a winger, wasn't he?
He was playing left. Well, he was playing like left midfield. You don't really see that much anymore. It was a 4-4-2, and then I think we had a run of games towards the end of the season that year. We got Champions League for the first time. And I think Harry Redknapp was saying that he had a conversation with Joe Jordan, who was our assistant coach. And I think in that running, we had like Chelsea, we had Arsenal, which was the famous Danny Rose game. And I can't remember which way around the story was, but it was like, I think it was maybe Joe Jordan said to Harry Redknapp, he was like, oh no, sorry, the other way around. He was like, I'm going to play him in central midfield against Chelsea. And he was like, you're mad, like you'll get eaten alive there. And then from that point, he played so well against that midfield, played so well in that run-in as a central midfielder dictating the game. It's a small, diminutive, little, long hair. Like, you don't look at him as that type. And, mate, he was just incredible.
I think there's a world where if he stays for one more year to sort of help Xabi Alonso bed in, where I think that maybe, because it helps out. Mbappe the other day was saying about how much they miss.
Well, they say
Modric.
him and Tony Kroos, they've still not been able to replace.
Well, that's the thing. It's not just on the pitch; it's off the pitch. It's that kind of like keeping the dressing room humble kind of situation. I think it's no surprise to me that Modric out of the way, that some of the egos blew up, and the idea of trying to change their style of football. I mean, all Arbeloa's done at Real Madrid is put him in a 4-4-2 and like pack the midfield. And to be honest, Arbeloa is probably helped by the fact that Jude Bellingham's injured. I think people don't realise like how much an injury. If you've got a competitive squad of people moaning for minutes, if someone's just injured and you go right, well, I can just play. Freeze it up. So all Arbeloa's done is kind of Ancelotti Mark II with that team, just sort of pack the midfield. So, I think there's a world where Modric helps Xabi Alonso succeed there, but I guess we'll never know. Great pick, though, Zach.
Thank you. And as I said, the team's old. So let's go old.
Don't back down. Double down.
My striker.
Go on. I know who you're going to say.
Robert Lewandowski.
Yes.
Welcome to the side.
So it's not even a joke.
It's not, though. The guy still played 20 games this season. Look, that Barcelona front line has been a bit more fluid. They have obviously... He himself, isn't it basically confirmed he's going to the MLS as well, it seems like. And it's still, I'm still a little bit shocked. No one has kind of gone for a little... I guess he's on extremely high wages.
And no one
wants to...
If I was Arsenal, I'd genuinely be going to Lewandowski. Do you fancy a year, 1 year, with an option of another?
I agree.
Fancy it?
I know, I think at this point, Lewandowski himself will surely realise, like, look, I'm not going to be the starting striker for Arsenal. But being the backup option, someone they can go to when they need experience, or somebody who, when they can trust to do the job for them in that game, going to him and not expecting him to play week in, week out, 3 times every week, whatever it might be, I think he can do that. And that's why it shocked me genuinely. Even like, it was shocking that no club in Serie A were able to do it. I reckon it's down to his wages. It's got to be a lot to the wages. He's on a lot of money at Barcelona. And I'm sure whatever MLS club he ends up going to will also be able to kind of get close to that. I think there's also a big thing for players when they're at that age and still playing football. It's about like the PR and about the career outside of football. And America can do that for you, right?
Yeah, no,
and he can do his TikTok dances over in America as well.
He can do his TikTok dances over in America. You're
very right, Zach. I do think if you look at Edin Dzeko rocking up at Schalke this year and still playing amazing football, at the end of the day, and that might lead into one of my picks later, but you don't need like pace and power sometimes. You just need, at his age, he's such a quality footballer, quote unquote. So I think Arsenal, even like Chelsea,
I've thought in my head a few times.
Even like City, if they wanted just a
backup guy,
mould backup to Haaland. Yeah. And the thing about Arsenal is, all Gyökeres has to do is put in about 5 guff games, and then Lewandowski's like, "Hello, let me at them."
Well, also like you've seen with Gyökeres, like if you're using Arsenal as an example, Gyökeres thrives when there's space in transition. Whereas obviously a lot of the games that Arsenal maybe have had where their striker hasn't been able to get in the game has been against lower blocks that want to sit in. And Lewandowski, in those kind of situations, you're not asking him to do loads, are you? And if he can he's one thing you never lose as that striker through age is that ability to find space in the box and that movement. You don't need him to be the most athletic guy. That football brain is still there. Like, I'm not saying that Arsenal should definitely go and do it, but I hear your point. And I think that for a top side who will struggle to have that sort of space, I don't.
He's on apparently 500,000 euros.
No,
he's going to make the MLS bust.
Zach, I simply don't believe that because Barcelona don't have the capacity. This was a lever signing. This was we've got no money, but we're going to spend 45 million euros
finding out wages exactly.
How many TV rights were sponsorships were sacrificed?
He might be owed a lot of money. That's the thing.
I reckon he's probably some really weird contracts.
Believe full wages stuff, but he's not going to be on cheap. Like I think it wouldn't shock me if he's on over £200,000.
Yeah, but his age, he's probably not expecting to earn that much anymore. So
no.
Unless he goes to Saudi Arabia.
I agree. So Lewandowski, welcome to the side, mate. You're leading the line. I tell you what, I've got a couple of picks for captain here.
Go on then.
I'm going to take the best defensive midfield option. I'm going to go for Casemiro. I think that you've seen him, obviously, this season, massive remontada. I've got a spine of Casemiro and Maguire. Come on. Like, what, you know, I think there's still, he's only 34. If we're still talking about Modric being able to do it at 40, and Modric was a better player than he was, right? But if Casemiro is doing it now in the Premier League, where he is breaking up play, I think under a manager in Carrick, obviously Casemiro's ability on the ball has always been good. That's one of the reasons why he played for Real Madrid for so long. You can't get away with it over there, and obviously made the move to Man United in the first place. We saw him have a really good season, then obviously tailed off in the second one, became a bit of a joke. Obviously last season as well wasn't as involved as much, and certainly didn't look like he was going to be as key of a part as he is now. And I think if you've got younger legs around him in Kobbie Mainoo, and obviously Bruno, you know, not young necessarily, but has got so much bite in that midfield, I still think there is a place in a top 5 league team for Casemiro. Like, I think if he went to Italy or something, I feel like a lot of these free agents, because of the way that a lot of Italian clubs do their business, they'll be looking at these as absolute fodder to be like, yep. But Casemiro, where even the pace of the league is slower than the Premier League, I think you just go over there and like look like one of the best midfielders in the league, and he's kind of doing that now already in his position. Massive credit to Michael Carrick for just kind of instilling a bit of belief in him to, I think, get the best version out of Casemiro again. I'm not saying that he's obviously as good as he was at Real Madrid or anything like that, but
also, like just as you said, the partnering as well. Like the job becomes a little bit easier when he's got an extra person in midfield helping him out.
Yeah, he's got legs around him to allow him to do what he does. And I don't think Casemiro, even now, you talk about platforming him with legs and other technical quality players around him, but and I don't think he would look as good for Man United if he didn't have Fernandes and Mainoo, but that's not to say that he also still can't get around the pitch, get up and down. I think he definitely can do that. So I've gone for Casemiro. He's one of my. I've enjoyed this little Man United sort of. Not that I want them to do well necessarily, but I like the way they play football. Good vibes there at the moment. I think he's been a big part of that. And I was at the not to keep bringing up Spurs, but I was at the Spurs Man United game a few weeks ago at Old Trafford, and the reception he got when he got subbed off.
Yeah, United fans love him.
They absolutely adore him.
They
I think that was just after it was announced that he was going to leave, and obviously there's a bit more emotion added to that anyway. But yeah, man, he's my pick for DM.
Nice. Okay, nice. Quickly, your team is currently looking at
Harry Maguire at centre half, Casemiro and DM, Dybala somewhere between attacking midfielder and right wing. We'll decide that when we build the team, and then do some Vlahovic.
Come on, all old boys.
That's not bad, is it?
But I think I've got the youngest pick at the moment, Konate at 26 years old. I don't.
Yeah,
you've also got the oldest.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Well, there is one potentially. Right, I'm going to go for a striker. It was a choice. I mean, what a choice this is, really. It was between Danny Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck was my backup option if someone's taken
Mauro Icardi, who a bench option at Galatasaray, or who almost fumbled one of the biggest fumbles of all time, or who I'm going for Raul Jimenez up front.
Yeah, still very decent.
Raul Jimenez, as a Fulham fan, every year I was like, we've got to move on from this guy. And then I thought Rodrigo Muniz was it. We rejected 40 million from Atalanta this summer for Rodrigo Muniz. He hasn't really played. And who has once again stepped up for the boys in white? It's Raul Jimenez. Now, let's be honest, he's never been the same since his injury.
Yeah.
That said, he is still scoring goals. And I'm taking the striker who's playing at the highest level right now, Lewandowski aside. Jimenez is starting pretty much every week in the Premier League. He's got 8 goals in the Premier League this season. He got 12 last year. 34. Again, I don't think pace and he's never been his thing anyway. So he's more of a man in the box, hold up kind of striker.
Intelligent movement again.
Yeah. So regardless of what you might think of him post-injury, he's still producing the goods in many ways. And if someone like Joselu can go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, where it was, and play the way that he did, Jimenez, Mexican legend, probably going to feature at the World Cup again this year. Get him in. He continues. I mean, joking aside, he continues to surprise me week in, week out, and. Unbelievable penalty taker, by the way. Guaranteed scorer. Yeah. So from the spot, touch wood. But I'm going to go for Raul Jimenez to fill my forward line now that you've taken Lewandowski. Right, let's keep swimming along with this. I'm going to go into midfield again. Another CM. I'm taking Leon Goretzka.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Leon Goretzka.
Good pick.
Okay. I'm kind of confused about. I think he's one of these guys that's so consistent that he's almost just fallen away. If that makes sense, that he's almost. I think that can maybe happen sometimes at Bayern. Is you sort of just forget. They have a few like Carl that comes through, Musiala. They get a few exciting players. the stalwarts, like Kimmich, for example, everyone thought he was amazing for a bit, then people sort of stopped talking about him for a bit. Gnabry, everyone thought he was amazing for a bit, people stopped talking about it. Still doing good things there. Coman as well. I think Goretzka has fallen into this weird buy-in trap of people just stop caring about him. He's only 31 years old. This guy still plays most weeks for Bayern Munich. You don't just... Obviously, a physically powerful footballer, a dominant figure in midfield. And if you're looking for a leader once again, I think... Again, I put his name into the search engines and see who's linked with him. It's actually United. It's the Inter Milans. It's this kind of level of club that's looking...
strongly in January as well.
Yeah, you were looking at strongly in January. If you're looking for someone in that midfield, another like strong professional, then I think he's not that old. 31 years... I mean, he's my age. So, and I don't feel too old. So yeah, I just think Goretzka is sort of quietly approaching the end of his contract at Bayern Munich. Absolute abundance of experience. If you want that kind of winner to come into your side, and if we like Casemiro's checking out of United at 34 years old after, sort of a 50-50 time there, I would say, in all honesty. I think you could gamble again on a similar situation with Goretzka. I think he's too young to go to a Saudi MLS kind of league at this point in time. I still think he's got a lot to offer, whether it's anywhere in Europe. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised at how little attention is being paid to the fact that Goretzka's contract is expiring, because I still think many clubs would be very lucky to get him in. He's a box-to-box, powerful enforcer, like ton of cats of Germany. That's why he's making my team.
Nice. Okay, Ben, over to you then.
Sorry, yes, 2 picks, isn't it? You just had 2.
Yeah, he's picked, striker Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, so this is my team so far. Jan Sommer, Marcus Senesi, Goretzka and Bernardo Silva in midfield, and Raul Jimenez up front. Come on. Arriba!
So I'm thinking between...
Just getting into the dregs now.
Left back or right wing. 2 opposite ends of the pitch. And do you know what? I think I'm going to go for Harry Wilson.
Yeah,
He's going for him.
Harry Wilson. Look,
everyone was thinking about him.
There is a danger that is he playing for a contract? Maybe, but he's been brilliant this season. He has been absolutely brilliant.
Been really good.
Technical level is very, very good. Yeah. I think only 28 as well, so still has kind of a lot to offer. He will be at a Premier League club, whatever happens next season. I think someone will take him on. His goal catalogue this season has been absolutely unbelievable, and over the last couple of years as well. But obviously, this is the year that he stepped it up. I think get him in the pocket with Dybala, them two linking up. Give me that right now. I'm going Harry Wilson.
Yeah, he's such an interesting player who, again, a couple of years ago, you think of that era of that Derby squad where it was him, Mount, Tomori under Frank Lampard.
That free kick at Man United.
He was fantastic, and then obviously he's always someone that's been like rated at the Liverpool academy, came through. Even when he made the move to Fulham, everyone liked it, and then he's just never been able to maybe make that step further forward. Again, like is he playing for a contract? Is it just like he has always been maybe a little bit of a purple patch player, somebody who does just go through times? And there are lots of players that are like that. I actually say I think Fulham have a couple who are quite purple patchy at times.
Mate, that's what we are. That's who we are, mate.
Purple patch team. But yeah, no, nice. I think he does a job. He was someone I had in my mind, and he was almost like, I always wanted one of you to take him before I had to make the decision.
He was my go on then.
Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Exactly. Okay, then I need to look into DM. I think because it's Casemiro is definitely one of the guys there. There are a few options who I think are interesting. I think you can look into Saudi at like Marcelo Brozovic, who just a couple of years ago was obviously playing for Inter Milan, did a very good job at that. Harry Winks. Could bring him into the side. There is actually someone who's a little bit younger who also plays at centre-back, Martel, who plays for Cologne. He's 23. He's coming into the final year of his contract. But
you watched him, Zach?
Not loads. Not going to lie. But I think I might have to go for one of the most obvious ones. Someone who isn't necessarily, maybe within the 30s just yet. Currently plays for Spurs. Is Basuma. He's an interesting guy. You think back to his move pre-Spurs, he was one of the most talked about DMs in the league. And when Spurs got him for £25 million, I remember everybody, us included when we were at Football Daily,
we won the window.
Were like, yeah, you won the window. It was like a joke. This is a guy that was at least 50 million. Like, how have Spurs got that deal done? And at Brighton, like, he did look exceptional. And I think he's had moments at Spurs, like, where he's looked good.
Yep.
But he's never gone on to become this guy. There's been a lot of issues, obviously, off the pitch as well within them. And I can sort that out, lads. I can sort that out. A word with me. I sorted out Henry. I can sort out others as well. But Yves Bissouma is somebody who, when he's on it, and I think, you know, the other side of it
When
as well.
he's on it. When's that ever been said about Yves Bissouma?
Yeah,
when
never.
he's on it.
No, he's literally I think
He
Yves Bissouma is the definition of an on his day kind of player.
I think especially I don't think you want to give him too many things to do as well on the pitch. Like in this team, it's get the ball to Modric, let him do the passing.
Yeah.
Like, let's not. You focus on winning that ball back. If the ball is in midfield, you're trying to get you put the tackles in here for us. I think, yeah. It's a tough one. I am interested to see where he does end up going in the summer. Like, will it be a Spanish side that end up making the risk for him? Will it be a Premier League side that do it? And like, it genuinely wouldn't shock me if he had a bit of a remontada, and everyone suddenly was like, "Yves Bissouma's really good." Like,
he's only 29.
Oh my god, how's this like happened? Why did this never work out at Spurs? But maybe at a side where he's not got the pressure. And Spurs' DM issue has been something that's been spoken for such a long time. And he was meant to be the fix for it, if you remember. Like, he was meant to be the guy that can't come in and almost like, I'm trying to think, was it not Sandro? That was maybe the DM before who was appreciated at Spurs? Was there anyone after Sandro before Bissouma?
Wanyama.
Wanyama,
If you want to, Dembele and Central, mate, Wanyama,
Yeah.
that I had a TikTok last week. It was talking about the Spurs 16-17 team compared to this Arsenal team right now. Mate, Victor Wanyama for one season before his knees went.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was good.
But
Victor, but it was like maybe he's the guy that's going to finally be our DM because you'd had issues since
for sure.
Wanyama went.
The first 10 games under Ange, Bissouma was our best player. Like, everything kind of went through him.
Yep.
That performance away in the North London derby at the Emirates, got Declan Rice subbed at half time, no biggie. He run the game, but then he had a stupid red card against Luton, and I think for diving, I think things went downhill from there. He was actually amazing for us in the Europa League final. Mm-hmm. Like, him and Pap Sarr in midfield, like Sarr kind of just followed Fernandes around, but Bissouma broke everything up. He was brilliant. I still think that it's just sorting out that off the pitch stuff, because Thomas Frank at the start of the season, he was left out of the Super Cup final squad and basically was banished for the first 6 months of the season because he was persistently turning up late to training. So there is obviously a bit of an attitude problem there. But you know, if you believe you can change him,
I will.
Maybe Modric will rub off on him.
Exactly. You know, he's also got Neymar there as well, so we'll see.
Party
Ignore
boys.
Neymar. He's the only one that's got this one party a week. And then my other one, I'm just going to get it done. I think, you know, we can talk about how old he is. We can talk about how long Bayern Munich want to, you know, go and get the replacement goalkeeper. But Manuel Neuer, time and time again, comes back from a skiing injury that has him out for, what was it, nearly a year to be the number one again. This guy is a robot. He is irreplaceable. He is Mr. Bayern Munich, to be honest. He is maybe
old. He is very old.
but he's still good. Like, it's not
Is
like
he?
he's making.
I think there's a
mistakes.
general consensus that he's dropping off this year.
But dropping off from Manuel Neuer level to still a good goal, or
Fair
especially
enough.
compared to the other
Fair
goalkeepers,
enough.
I think is
That's your only choice.
is still pretty good. You're going to have to go with one of these. But and again, that'll be interesting because does his contract at City run out later?
That's what I'm double checking.
But no, yeah. So Manuel Neuer, you're coming in as my goalkeeper. You're probably actually my captain as well.
Neuer, Neymar, and bloody
is Neuer
Modric.
the best goalkeeper of all time?
I think there's a very strong argument for it. I mean, Buffon is probably, in my opinion, well, it depends how you look at it. Like, it depends how far back you want to go. A lot of old fans won't accept it,
Yashin,
but
yeah.
like, there's a reason that the trophy's named after Yashin. Like, what he was widely considered. You wonder how good he would have been in the kind of ultra professional era. Right now, I mean, I'm not just saying it's in English. Like, Gordon Banks was genuinely an exceptional goalkeeper. Buffon, Neuer is definitely in the top five. Like,
He was that first of the era as well, the modern goalkeeper who was happy to play the ball, happy to rush out of his box and be involved in play. Like, if someone was to say to me he's the best goalkeeper of all time, I don't bat an eyelid shocked. I think you've got every right to do that.
I think it's him or Courtois for the modern era, probably, isn't it? I
Yeah.
think obviously Neuer kind of reinvented
Courtois-
the position a bit more.
Courtois maybe more of a classic goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
You know who has always been maybe my favourite of all time, and this is maybe more of a personal thing, Iker Casillas.
Yes, of course.
He was just somebody who, but he was like he looked cool. Like he was also such a great reflex goalkeeper.
Thing is, his end was so sad
Yeah.
when he sort of just got hounded out and went to Porto, didn't play too well. Then obviously he had a heart problem. That shouldn't write off what he did.
Mate, his peak. Where do you remember when he used to basically have that like snood at the same time in that like, orange Real Madrid goalkeeper kit? Yeah. And he was so good at that save where the ball's been cut across and he'd basically just do this leap thing because he was never the tallest goalkeeper either. I think he was only about 6 foot as well for a goalkeeper. But he's my personal favourite just because of how cool he was.
I love Casillas.
I think if Alisson had played for Real Madrid his whole career, then I think it's just sort of optics really.
People White and Schmeichel. I think Czech who genuinely have a very good shout to be it as well.
We were talking about this in our group chat the other day. What do you think is the best individual goalkeeper performance you can
of a match
in like the sort of
Tim Howard USA against Belgium. No,
Thibaut Courtois.
2014.
Yeah, no, not him.
Thibaut Courtois has had some crazy.
We were talking about Champions League final against Liverpool where he made that save from Mane, didn't he?
Even against Dortmund, man, he was making some jokes in the first half as well. Before it was like they'd got ahead.
Do you remember the one that kind of slipped my mind? I saw it yesterday. Was Alisson against PSG in the Champions League?
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. That was absolutely ridiculous because it wasn't in a final or whatever.
I'm not trying to be biased here, but check Bayern Munich.
Oh, can I say this was at the epicenter of our conversation, right? Penalty shootout, he was really good. Tobes, I'm calling you out right now. He made a save from Robin, I think in extra time or normal time, where it like went through his legs and hit the post, and they were trying to palm that off as like a good save.
He also had to save about 30 other shots, I think, as well in that game.
No, but none of the saves were that spectacular, other than but then again, I'm not writing off the penalty shootout.
And it's a Champions League final at Bayern Munich Stadium.
Yeah, that's true. Courtois' save from Mane in that Champions League final in Paris was
fantastic.
In a final.
I'm trying to think about Schmeichel. I was a bit too young to.
Schmeichel was at City when I first started watching football.
Who others? Like
Dudek, AC Milan, Liverpool. The Shevchenko
conceded 3.
Shevchenko save.
That save he made was it extra time?
Yeah.
But the penalty, he cheated. He cheated on the penalty shootout.
Fraser Forster, Celtic Barcelona.
Yeah, good shout.
He earned a nickname in Spain off the back of that before.
Have you ever seen that video of? I think it's like a load of Japanese kids singing Fraser Forster's song, saying he's got big hands like a frying pan.
No, I've not seen
Please
that.
go and watch that after.
Not seen that
it became a bit
all.
of a joke on the Fighting Cock, like when he signed for us. I would also Tim Krul against Tottenham 2014, where I think he made like nearly the most amount of saves in a single Premier League game, was unbelievable.
It depends how you view it, really, doesn't it? But yeah, I think Courtois is probably put in some of the most single individual.
Alisson as well.
Do you know? I know we're going massively. We're going massively off track here, but I rewatched. I think it's like the 2013-14 Copa del Rey final highlights, 15 minutes.
Was that the Bale?
No, it was Atletico versus Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Is Victor Valdez in goal at this point, or is it
Courtois in goal for Atletico at this point in time? And it's the first time they beat them in years. It's the first time they beat them in years. And it's got everything. It's got like a fight, Pepe getting sent off, they're shoving each other, Falcao and Diego Costa up front.
Those eras of Atletico Madrid, Thibaut Courtois playing for them knocked us, his home team, out of the Champions League final.
Courtois made some saves in that game where I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting massively off track here.
And let us know who your favourite goalkeeper of all time and what you think the best performance of a goalkeeper of all time is. I could chat about goalkeepers all time. I think they're one of the most interesting subjects in football. So Neuer joins my side. Ben?
So I've gone for my goalkeeper. The only thing is that I'm trying to work out at the moment. So Stefan Ortega signed a new deal at Man City in 2024 to keep him there to the end of the 2026 season. But he has joined Nottingham Forest on loan in January. But I don't think he signed a new extension at City. But it's weird for him to go on loan to Forest.
They've got Trafford though, haven't they? So I wonder if they just don't mind him.
Maybe. Well, in that case,
I'll let you have Ortega.
Is that okay?
I'm not gonna. I think go crazy about it.
Who's your other choices? Melier or Bigelow?
That's it. That's literally it. So Ortega, still 27 years old. I mean, before obviously Trafford came in at Man City when he was the backup to obviously Edison, I never bought into this really, but people were having genuine discussions that Ortega was like better than Edison. Like he never really let them down when he filled in. Obviously, Forest has gone in there so far, and their defence has been good. I know they conceded a last-minute win to Liverpool on Sunday, but their defence has been pretty strong outside of that, and I think he's a good addition to that back. Like a very sensible signing from Nottingham Forest, I think. Still a very good goalkeeper, good reflexes, pretty decent on the ball as well. I think he's the best of a... Not to categorise him in with the rest, but he's the best of a bad bunch.
Didn't want to go with for Nick Popey?
No, Henry said earlier he signed a new extension Newcastle.
Okay, fair.
So yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I'm going to go with Ortega.
Absolutely fine. Okay then, Henners, over to you for 2 picks, please.
2 picks. Oh god, fun. Right, here we go. I'll go for my right back first.
Right back is really, really tough.
It's not fullbacks generally aren't amazing.
I don't know.
I'll go for Zeki Celik.
Yeah.
The Turkish.
Iconic. He still averages like a ridiculous amount of tackles.
Yeah.
I remember one game he did 13 tackle interceptions.
Was he one of your Football Daily?
Yeah.
I remember finding this guy on a Football Daily podcast and being, lads, he's averaging 13 tackles and interceptions a game, and we were all just like, what?
Yeah.
He's playing for Lille.
Everyone at the laptop's like, this cannot be true.
Yeah, he does. He's not an aggressive fullback,
No,
but he's a
no.
defensive icon. He's 29 years old. He still plays week in, week out for Roma. This is when Roma was going through a fun period of attracting players like Celik and Dika in defence. Look, again, this is not the most exciting pick of my team, but Zeki Celik is a very solid right back, and if the alternative really is Oscar Mingueza, former Barcelona guy, currently at Celta Vigo, who is a few years younger, does still play week in, week out for the Celta Vigo, but I just think Zeki Celik, he, as you say, Zach, he's someone from the Football Daily days that we used to recommend for absolutely every team, and I've always liked him still, and he's still putting up good numbers, and I'm excited to see Turkey aren't at the World Cup. They're in the playoffs, aren't they? They're in the playoffs.
I think so, yeah.
I'd like to see Turkey get in. I really would do. So
The dark horses of the competition.
Right.
Turkey
Tom
dark
Garrett's
horses.
going to be absolutely loving that again.
I think they'd go into America's group if they get in. I've got a hunch that that's what happens. But anyway, Zeki Celik in at right back. And now I'm going for because I'm playing a 4-4-2, okay? And I'm going
4-4-2.
and with 2 attacking instead of wingers. I'm basically playing a box, a box midfield.
4-2-2.
I'm going for Julian Brandt at Borussia Dortmund.
Oh, another what-if player, man. Another what-if player. Like, he's somebody who, again, there are so many moments in his career you think this guy could be like the heart of Germany's like attacking midfield. Like, he's got best mates with Kai Havertz growing up. Like, they had a bit of a thing together as well. That makes it's in like they're their best mates. They're
Pretty
best
hot.
mates. They're best mates. But he was somebody that was so talented. Like, he could play on the wing as well. Like, he played on the wing for multiple times. But just never, I guess he had injuries, but just never like...
6 goals, 3 assists this year.
It's not bad. In a weird Dortmund side.
Oh, Zach, I'm glad you said it because I am so over Borussia Dortmund. Genuinely, I'm this team. Ever since Jurgen Klopp made them cool again, they are an objectively cool club. I like the yellow and black. I like the fan culture, the yellow wall, the fun signings, the Sancho kind of signings. But I'm so over this team, man. Like, their inability to do anything is crippling. And to lose to Atalanta, fair play to Atalanta, great performance. Yeah. But it's just another iconic bottle job. You could put any manager into. They are, I don't mean this rudely, Ben, they're like the Spurs of Germany.
I saw this tweet yesterday. And we have beaten them basically every time we played them.
Well, there we go. They get to the final. They get to the final of the Champions League a few years ago. A remarkable away performance of PSG to make it. And actually, they did play okay in the final. Like, they should have been ahead.
Again,
There's
Thibaut Courtois was really good.
That Hummels ball into Adeyemi, and he tries to take it around the keeper and fluffs it. They had their opportunities, and there was just always an inevitability that they were going to lose it under Terzic. When they blew the league by being unable to beat Mainz in the final game of the season. Even this year, they've actually played all right in Germany. I think they've only lost 1 game all season, but they're just inability to step up and be a big side.
That was bad last night, wasn't it?
I'm like, you are playing in the Bundesliga. There's Bayern Munich, then there's you. That you should be able to put together enough resources to do okay. And I'm so bored of Borussia Dortmund. I'm so bored of this idea that they're this kind of fun, exciting team anymore. They're not. They're gone. Like, they used to be. They're now just a team where
they don't even bring through loads of like young guys now anymore. Where that used to be one of the selling points, right? They would take young footballers and give them a platform.
If Spurs are frustrated with their use of money, Borussia Dortmund's record signing is still like Ousmane Dembele at £35 million or something like that. They just go and like make a move, like be the big club that you are. And they always go, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. Sorry, I refuse to believe that Borussia Dortmund don't have the capacity to roll the dice a little bit on a few players to act like a big dog. act like a big dog in German football. I don't even think Bayern Munich need to go out and spend 80 million on a player. I think they just do it because they feel like they have to be a super club sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Because their pool is so big otherwise. Yeah. So and Julian Brandt, he's in danger of being swallowed up by that. I was reading that he's probably going to extend his contracts because they don't want to disrupt the team, whatever. Borussia Dortmund need to disrupt. They need to go and do something. I'm so fed up with that team, man, and I want Julian Brandt to be saved from them. 6 goals, 3 assists this year. Instead of staying there, leave. Go have some fun. Go have some fun somewhere else, Brandt, because you're just going to be a bum loser if you stay there.
Julian Brandt to Palace. If they're
No, he's better than that. He's better than that. I think
Brentford in the Europe.
Mate, come to Fulham, mate. Come to Fulham.
Okay. Okay, Julian Brandt is yours, and Henry, get him into your team. Ben, who is your pick?
So I thought I was onto a winner, but it turns out the guy that I wanted to pick is signing a new contract extension to keep until 2030, which was Weston McKennie.
Yeah, that does seem to have happened.
He's sort of weirdly become a super leader at Juve.
Yeah.
I
Scored
can
the
never
third last
work
night.
out if he's good or not. Like when he had that time at Leeds, I was never like blown away. And every time I've watched him for Juve, I always think like, there's definitely something there.
Yeah.
He's good,
it was
man.
really interesting yesterday, whilst I was obviously watching that incredible game, to be honest, of Juve Galatasaray, where like they obviously get it back and they just fucking again. I think it was a tough red card.
Mate,
I
the
think it was a
red
very
card is one of the
rough red
worst
card.
decisions I've ever seen, which is like...
And that really obviously doesn't help them. They still go on to obviously level it with the red card of Lloyd Kelly.
Should have won.
But
They
they
should
should have
have
won.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
That chance
and then
right
was
at
it Thuram who is? I mean, there's a video after him saying like, "I should have scored. I should have scored. I should."
He got put for a 1-on-1 and
Yeah.
dinked the goalie, didn't he? He went
He was
over.
like- and then he was
so
something
Grover
like
missed
that.
the one in extra time to make it 4-0,
Yes.
where McKennie actually put it on a plate for him.
But then, sorry, I was just about to say about McKennie. They made a really weird comment where it was like just chatting about his weight for like a minute yesterday in the commentary. They were saying like the guy's lost like 13 pounds and all this kind of stuff. I was
Really?
like, a bit weird. But anyway, yeah.
That's very nice. Central midfield. I've still got 2 picks in midfield, and I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a struggle. But I'm going to go for a guy who.
Well, you only got one pick here.
Take my team.
No, I'm saying I've got 2 midfield slots. Yet
Okay.
left.
You take players that I
I'm going to go for Frank Kessie.
So you're not going for Weston McKennie?
No, can I? Apparently, like he is.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
he's signing a new
You're
deal.
He's signing a new
fair
deal.
enough.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
signing a
fair
deal. I'm
enough,
pretty
fair
sure it's
enough,
like it was like yesterday. I think they said it. I'm gonna go for Kessie. This guy was a FIFA god for me when he was at Roma.
He's another Football Daily like
road
guy.
to the anyone that remembers the road to the knockouts. I think
Is it
Roma, Frank
Atalanta or
Kessie,
Sassuolo that
Roma
he came
wasn't
up?
it?
Was it not
Came
Atalanta?
through. Well, he was at Roma.
Where is it? Where his
Are you thinking of
career-
Edison at Atalanta?
No.
No. Kessie was at Roma for like quite a decent amount of time.
Why do I feel like
He's in Saudi now. Apparently,
He's at AC Milan.
Juve, Galatasaray. I thought it was at Roma as well.
he was at AC Milan?
No, sorry, it is Milan, isn't it? It was Milan. Yeah. Sorry, that's bad.
Atalanta,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, you're right.
Atalanta,
Sorry,
Atalanta,
it was Milan. Then went to Barca on a free transfer. Was at Atalanta for a bit as well. I think Juventus are linked with him. Inter Milan are linked with him.
Barcelona.
Galatasaray are linked with him as well. Only 29, can break play up, pretty decent on the ball
Yeah.
as well. I'm going to go for Frank Kessie.
I like that move. You know, you're right. He is someone who was always spoken about as a DM, central midfielder, can do a bit of everything. Was one of those guys where if you looked at his kind of like stats, everything was green. It was really like a nice, like a pleasure to watch him play at times. But just he was. I don't think he was ever like bad. His time at coming through Atalanta in that team, and Atalanta have kind of always been this for years now, was just like freakish. Like they just had these guys that worked really, really well.
Yeah.
And then he went to AC Milan. AC Milan obviously had some down periods, and I kind of forgot he had that move to Barcelona, to be honest.
Yeah, I
but
think
yeah.
he was kind of he moved to Saudi at almost like the height of the money.
Yeah.
Because he moved to Milan for like 30 million, and then obviously went to Barca for free at the end of his contract. Was always very decent for Milan. Well, I think it was Roma. Who was I thinking of? I remember him as a player, but I did just the wrong club. But then he went to Al Ali for like 12 million. In 23-24, which is like I said at the height of the money. It's like he's probably going to take that.
Fair
isn't
enough.
he? Spent a few years there. Get him back. He's at the end of his contract. He'll go back to Serie A, and all of a sudden people will remember who he is. So he's going to partner Casemiro in midfield for me.
That's nice. It's a nice little midfield there. Okay, over to me. I'm going to get my fullbacks done. Done and dusted. I've got no fullbacks at the moment. I've only got one centre back. And you're right, fullback's a bit of an interesting one. The quicker you go down, the worse it gets. You know, someone who was, when I saw his name recently, I was just trying to remind that I really loved him at that Euro. Spinazzola. Spinazzola was a really interesting guy to play left back, and he's not who I'm going for, but just someone I wanted to mention. His contract's running out at Napoli. There is, of course, Guerrero at Bayern Munich, who I think could be a really interesting option. Obviously, a bit more of a left wing back, really.
Could play in central midfield probably as well.
Could play in central midfield, you're right. But I'm going to go with, as left back, someone who last season got a lot of stick, and actually this year, I think has managed to be a bit more stable and managed to, at times, fight for his place back into a side. Andrew Robertson.
Andy Robertson.
Yeah, look, we know what we get with Andy Robertson.
Yeah.
He is available.
Mate,
His contract comes
probably come to Spurs in the summer.
Yeah, there was that stuff. Yeah, because he almost joined in January, didn't he?
Well, it was we brought forward the deal from the summer.
And
so
I mean,
can't wait to
I
give
really
him like $200,000 a week.
look. I think he is someone who is, of course, not the player he once was. Not really anywhere near. But when he was that player, he was arguably the best left back, not just in the league, but in the world.
He's one of the best left backs
Competing
ever.
with the likes of Marcelo at Real Madrid. Like, he is one. Yeah, you're right. He's one of the best Prem left backs of all time. And if you think about this guy who was in that whole side, no one would have ever thought about it. And there's a fantastic book about the guy who's part of the data analysts team of Liverpool, where they speak about
how to win the Premier League.
How to win the Premier League. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like he'd come in, do a very good job. I'm not expecting him to be the prime version of Andrew Robertson, but I think as long as he can be 31-year-old Andrew Robertson, I'm happy.
Do you know what I was thinking about how to win the Premier League? I feel like it's, you know how the bank a Christmas present for someone you know used to be like the Dishoom cookbook.
Yes.
I feel like how to win the Premier League is the Dishoom cookbook for football fans.
Yes, yeah. I do think that's very good.
It's like a banker like Christmas present, just like, oh, you like football, don't you?
And now I'm between my right back. Henry mentioned him earlier. Mingueza, who plays for Celta Vigo, a bit younger, 26 years old. Or there's the experienced icon, Danny Carvajal.
Oh my God.
And Danny Carvajal, I know it is now more the end of his career. There have been several times he's kind of been in and out, and he ends up coming back. He has had big injuries as well. And I do wonder if this is a team for a season, maybe it's worth taking the bullet and going for someone like Danny Carvajal. I mean, Mingueza is, as I said, 26 years old, has played still a lot this season, as 21 appearances in La Liga. But there is just something to think about with Danny Carvajal. He's joining, is Danny Carvajal a better player playing with Luka Modric, playing with guys like Lewandowski, people he knows, or does Mingueza flourish?
Who else is in your defence?
Konate and Andrew Robertson.
You got a bit of youth around there with Konate, comparatively to Carvajal anyway. I don't mind that. Why not? I'm not going to lie. I feel like with the rest of the picks, we are solely like running on vibes now anyway. So I don't go for it. Why not? He was still very decent for Real Madrid before he got... Was it his ACL last season?
Yeah, he's back, and he's featuring again for them. Like, he's...
Well, to be fair, Trent's playing a lot more now, isn't he?
He did have that injury. Oh, fuck. Okay. Danny Carvajal. Danny Carvajal, you're in the team. Welcome.
I'm going to go for a left back. And you might think there's a Premier League left back that is out of contract this summer that you might think, I'm going to pick here. Someone who's had injury problems, someone who looked for a time as one of the most underrated left backs in the league. And you'd be right. And that's why I'm going to pick Ryan Sessegnon.
Another purple patch player that played for Fulham.
Because I'm thinking, right.
Far enough.
He's kept Anthony Robinson out of the team this season. I know Robinson. Sorry,
yeah, he did have an injury. He did have an injury. Yeah.
And also, I'm thinking about some of the other options that I've got left. Right, the pace in that back line isn't necessarily going to be there. If we let the right back, the two centre backs just defend, tuck in, allow Sessegnon to give you some width, bombing up down that left hand side. He's got a good delivery. He can get on the end of things. He's still only 25, probably one of the youngest players in this list.
Yeah.
I don't think he's necessarily best as an out-and-out left-back, but if you platform that back three in such a way that allows him to bomb on and do what he does best, I don't hate it. Got the chemistry there with Harry Wilson. I was going to go for Rico Henry, but I just feel like Rico Henry is not the same player that he was.
And he is injury-prone.
Yeah. Sessegnon was injury-prone, and then all of a sudden he left Tottenham, has basically played the whole season for Fulham. Funny that, or the last couple of seasons basically for Fulham without any real injury problems. I still think there's a decent player in Sessegnon, so that's who I'm going to go for. Thank you very much.
Okay, Henry, over to you for your two picks, my friend.
Oh God, right. As you said, it does lose a bit of its
looking good
at this point. Okay, I'm going to fill up my final centre back place. I am going to take now. Who do you reckon? John Stones or Tony Rudiger? Who should I go for Who do you fancy more?
Are you playing a back four?
Yeah.
Who's your DMs?
I'm actually changing to a 4-5-1. I'm moving.
The box midfield's
All
got.
I'm going to say is that I've got a good thing going on with my centre backs. I've got a potential vibes partnership about to be brought in.
Who do you want? Just point to the name you want, and I'll be nice.
For where is it? For sheer vibes. I want John Stones.
You want John Stones?
Yeah.
All
You
right.
want 2018 England back line?
Yes, I will take, in that case,
England.
I will take Rudiger in that case. I'll give you John Stones.
Thank you.
Maguire and Stones.
Why not? Why not?
Look, Tony.
Mate, we're in 2026.
I don't care, mate.
Rudiger.
I've got plans.
Rudiger, 32 years old. Okay. Yes, he's been a bit more injury prone recently, but he still put up a lot of games and numbers. I'm talking about a character in the dressing room. I'm talking about a Thiago Silva to Chelsea style signing here. Or it's kind of maverick. You know, Spurs could do a lot worse than getting Tony Rudiger in just to shout at people.
Why is it always Spurs that we come back to?
You're crap, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, he still plays for Real Madrid. Like at the end of the day, he's still playing at a pretty high level. And I know, and I think if he was fully fit, he probably would still get into that. I don't think he's ever looked like amazing at Real Madrid, if that makes sense. I don't think he's ever sort of lit up that side, but you must love him from your.
He is such a interesting player. You know, when he came in 2018 from that Roma side, I think no one quite knew loads of what to expect. And really during his original time at Chelsea, because he came in the season after Chelsea win the league, and you expected him to play in the back three under Antonio Conte, 17, 18, and it doesn't quite work. Like it doesn't happen straight away. Antonio Conte has that kind of season. Chelsea dip off. Hoodink. Does Hoodink?
No, Conte was there the full season.
Yeah,
because you won the FA Cup, didn't you? And then
okay, there you go. Yeah, sorry. But he looked good. He looked good in the back three. Like he looked okay. And then obviously Conte leaves. Sarri comes in. We go to a back four. And I will always believe Antonio Rudiger is a better centre back in a back three than he is a back four. You know, even under Frank Lampard, I remember him and Kurt Zouma going away to Everton and getting absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Like aerially, everything about it. And I always wondered when Real Madrid made the move to bring him in a back four, was it going to be the right decision and was it going to work out? And look, he's won the Champions League. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely fine. He's played with some incredible players, and they got him on a free, so it's definitely worked out for him for sure. But I do wonder, I still think he's a centre back who, in a back three, is his prime position. You know, he had incredible pace to he did that very iconic, funny run at times where he was able to kind of put defenders off or catch up to defenders at the very least. But yeah, has ended up having a very solid career. You know, winning the Champions League several times in your career, playing for Real Madrid. He's done a pretty good job, I think. So yeah, fair play to him. He's a little bit older now, and he is. You know what he is? He's such a cliche thing to say, but he really is a good person to have in the dressing room. Like he's such an interesting. I've never met such a funny character in football. In all honesty,
there we go.
In interviews, but always a pleasure to be around. Lovely
nice
with
guy.
people. So yeah, I think it's very.
You've done my job for me.
Well done, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. He's in.
He's in. John Stones, then, do you want to give a little bit
No,
of a
I've got a second. I've got another.
Sorry, apologies.
Now, this is a fun conundrum. Do I get Depay and play 4-4-2? Or do I go to a 4-5-1, put Brandt out on the right wing or through the middle, or put either Brandt and or Bernardo Silva on the left, and get Mr. Alain Saint-Maximin.
Saint-Maximin on the wing.
You can dream. We can dream here, Hennes.
What's more fun, Depay up front or Saint-Maximin on the wing?
Saint-Maximin.
Yeah. Shall I do it, Zach? What do you reckon? Yeah.
I mean, Depay's also fun, man, but
he hasn't scored as many goals. His contract to Corinthians is so funny. He's got he's rinsing that club dry. But he's still good and he still scores for the Netherlands all the time. Just for the laugh, I'm going to go for Alain Saint-Maximin. Okay?
hey, look, fair enough. I've got Neymar on my team.
This guy went to America. He was in Saudi, then he went to Fenerbahce. He's had a bit of a weird time since he left the Prem, to be honest. We all know what Saint-Maximin's about. He's good for about 5 minutes, and he's bad for 10, then good for 5, bad for 10. He went to America. Actually, he quit there by mutual consent because he claimed that his children had been racially abused, which is quite sad, actually. Yeah. And he's recently joined Ligue 1 title challengers, Lens. So, and And he's already got off to a flyer, doing good things at Lawns, and he's on a 6-month deal. I sort of hope he just finds a good club and stays there, to be honest. But if that club's called Henry Hills, you know, my outfit. I'm getting some Maximan on the wing for a bit of dynamism. For a bit of dynamism, I'm getting Maximan on the wing. I mean, when he was good at Newcastle, he did some funny things, didn't he?
He was such an interesting time for Newcastle because he was like almost when he joined Newcastle, it was pre obviously Saudi money. He was like a bit of an icon for them, like battling above relegation. Then they obviously had that big leap, and then it was kind of, oh, now he's not maybe good enough to. Nah. He's like I think Eddie Howe always had like interesting times with him, basically. Yeah. Okay, nice. Over to you then, Ben, just to give a little bit of context around Stones.
John Stones. Look, he might not be the player that he was. He might not be as fit as he was, but the way that I'm thinking about playing my system, right, is that I'm using John Stones at right back, and I'm allowing him to tuck in, get involved in the build-up, provide a bit of extra security in that back line, and let Sessegnon bomb down that left-hand side. Run it back with Stones and Maguire. We're going to play. We're going to play for set pieces. This is going to be the 2018 World Cup all over again. He's got the chemistry with Ortega. He knows him. He's played in front of him. I really hope John Stones next year, because obviously he will be leaving City. I hope he goes to another Premier League team, is able to stay fit, where there's not as much pressure necessarily to be able to do so. Go back to Everton. I know I said about Harry Maguire earlier, but John Stones, go back to Everton for a season. I reckon you'll see a bit of a remontada there. I'm doing this based off pure vibes. I think John Stones is one of the best centre-halves that we've seen in the Premier League over the last 10 years. He's only 31, 32.
Yeah, I don't think maybe he gets his flowers as much as he should have. Like, everyone's kind of... There's a year, obviously, under Pep Guardiola where, you know, where Pep always does that thing where one year the guy that was amazing the previous year gets dropped. And to be fair to John Stones, it's never really ever been him. It's always been him and the other one when he's been fit and during his prime ages.
Mate, that's Stones and Diaz partnership for a while. Like,
he's
absolutely incredible. Stones and company as well, 18, 19. Look, if Casemiro can have a remontada in midfield, John Stones can have one at centre-back or at full-back, tucking into that back three. I'm going for it.
Okay, nice. All right, well, I've been looking at centre-back here as my first person to pick. Obviously, to partner Konate, it would probably be ideally someone on the left-hand side, but I can't be too picky, to be honest, with what's available. Matt Miazga, a little throwback there.
No.
Dan Axel Zagadou. For people of Dortmund fame.
Always injured Zagadou.
Yep, indeed. You know who else is available this summer, who is also considerably injured and a Dortmund player? Nicholas Sula.
Yep, saw him on the list.
Big lump.
But he is like injury prone to Christ, and I've already got Neymar, right? So we can't really...
Your team's going to fall apart.
We can't be making an injury 11. I mean, Stefan de Vrij is available at 34 years old nowadays. He's obviously had a great career over at Inter Milan. But maybe... And I do think someone who could partner with Konate quite well and give him that kind of... I mentioned about being maybe an experienced centre-back. Another option for me, and he is left-footed, is injury-prone as well, but Kimpembe, PSG player.
He has been absolutely ruined by injuries.
He has been, you're right. He has been ruined by injuries. Inigo Martinez also available, former Barcelona player. Ben Davies, another option available.
Mate, you could do worse.
No.
He picked up a big injury though.
Fabian Schär is also someone I thought about. Adam Webster at Brighton, but I think. It's really not. I mean, the Union Berlin boys are also available as well. Andreas Christensen's available at Barcelona.
Yep.
And Andreas Christensen is a very interesting player. Someone who never quite became like the starting centre-back at Chelsea. You know, even with that back three, it was Silva, Azpilicueta, Rudiger. And then he obviously did come on in the Champions League final as well, replacing... Who was it at the back?
When's this?
Champions League final against Man City. Who was it? Oh, I cannot remember.
Thiago Silva? Was
it Thiago Silva? Yeah. Anyway, he's been there. He's done that. There have been interesting things around him, I can't. That's such a cliche thing to say. There have been interesting things around him where he does there were these rumors for a long time that about he would get really nervous before games, and sometimes it would they'd have to make a last minute change at the back because he just wouldn't be able to play through it. I think there genuinely was a thing around anxiety and stuff like that. Another really interesting footballer who I've met and interviewed, and someone who doesn't really watched loads of football. He was just like very good at it.
Yeah.
And I can't work out whether to go for someone like him, who again, like at times looked like the modern day centre back, like one of the perfect kind of guys for it. Could be good with the ball at his feet, but maybe never really pushed on. It's mad to think that he's actually 29 years old now. He's someone that always in my head's always been like 23, and obviously he has been in Barcelona for a few years now. It's between him, Fabian Schär, who I think is still a decent Premier League centre back. Obviously, I think Newcastle are looking to kind of move him on. Both right-footed. Let's go with...
Shah scored last night, didn't he? Or Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Nice little header from a corner.
Let's go with...
Oh, I'm on 10 to hook, Zach.
Christensen.
Okay.
Maybe it's Fabian Schär I should be getting there, but let's go with Christensen. And so he can join the defence. He'll be joining and partnered by Robinson at the back. Oh my God, right wing is a mess. Right wing is disgusting, lads. I'm not going to lie here. And that's where we're looking at the moment. I mean...
Did you want St. Maximan?
I don't want any of them. Lucas Moore is still available over in
Lucas
Brazil.
Moore! Got more energy to finish this. Come on, guys.
Oh, God.
I'm on 10 to hooks hoping he doesn't pick my player that I've just reinvented.
Can I put Sadio Mane on the right wing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Sure,
I don't mind that.
Who's your left winger?
I had a look at Sadio
Neymar.
Mane. I thought you could do a lot worse after that Senegal
Neymar,
performance.
man.
Yeah.
I think... Oh,
very
my
true.
God, mate. Oh, my fucking God. I mean, Raheem Sterling's deal does end with thingy, with Feyenoord at the end of the season. Oh, my...
Good luck to him, by the way. Good luck to
Yeah.
He got
Raheem
a lot of
Sterling.
sticks as well.
It was bizarre. Like first game back in however long, and he comes off the bench and like does like not that great, and everyone's clowning him on Twitter. It's just embarrassing. Like, see the fans reception though that they gave him. Feyenoord fans, they were loving him.
Mate, what a bold move. It's not even that bold. It's just going to Rotterdam. But
Yeah.
it's
Fair play.
it shows to me that he's still...
West Brom.
It shows to me that Raheem Sterling still wants to like perform at a top level. He still wants to like test himself.
Are they in Europe, Feyenoord?
I'm not sure about. Look, they're a big club, 60,000 fans. They're not. Zach, can you please hurry up?
No. Don't do it.
Go on.
Don't do
Is
it.
your foil Argentinian?
No.
Oh. I think I want to go... I think
France.
We've gone old. Let's just fuck it again, as I said earlier. Angel Di Maria.
No,
Jesus Christ.
Zach,
Mate, what else do you want me to do?
you're in an antique shop at the moment, mate.
Bro, I would rather give Angel Di Maria a chance.
Where is he now?
Not in,
He's in America. No, he's in Argentina.
Argentina,
He's in
yeah.
Argentina.
I mean, it's like looking at the likes of
What position are you trying to fill, Zach?
right wing, mate. Let's put some respect on Angel Di Maria. Welcome.
Go for it.
Welcome. You're joining the side, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Angel Di Maria. Fuck it. Welcome to the right wing.
I think I've just made I think I'm about to make my favourite pick of this whole team. I've changed my system to a 5 at the back. You are not beaten. You're not getting past this defence. We've got the pace.
Yeah,
the pace is not there necessarily. The back line, right? The pace isn't there. So we need some flying wing backs that can get up and down and get us up the pitch as well. My wingers, I feel like they're not necessarily wingers, so I'm going to allow them to tuck in just behind the striker in Wilson and Dybala. Give me, as a right wing back, the position that he was born to play, Adama Traore. He's on loan at West Ham currently.
Is he still running at Fulham in the...
I'm pretty sure, right?
No, he's gone to West Ham.
No, he went on loan.
on loan, though.
Or was it a free transfer?
They bought him, but the contract only lasts until the end of the season.
Adama Traore, welcome to the club, mate. Adama
God.
Traore at right wing back, Ryan Sessegnon at left wing back. It's the dream wing back partnership that Antonio Conte wanted to create at Spurs. Let's go for it. He's still got the power to get you up the pitch. He can come in with probably not some goals, but to protect Stones and Maguire a little bit with some physicality at right wing back, let's go for Adama Traore. You're not scoring against my team.
Oh, we are.
5 at the back. I still got to make another centre back pick, actually.
We are really in bleak territory, aren't we?
Look, you've got to make it fun as well. Like a Traore. Why not? The fucking Angel Di Maria's having a laugh over here. Adama Traore's
Angel Di Maria
He's still
will
playing in
be
the Prem.
I hate
running rings
Zach's
around
team.
you.
I hate Zach's team.
Ageist
Your
over here.
Your team sucks. Your team is
No,
so...
you should jog on.
Your
Henners,
team-
mate. I thought the same about your team. So over to you, Henners. Make your 2 picks. Your final
Right.
picks.
I mean, look, we have approached the end of this. I need a holding midfielder and I need a left back. My holding midfielder I'm going to go for There's Xaver Schlager at Leipzig, who's always linked with clubs. He's been injured a lot in the last few seasons. But when I put in the news, it said, so far he's received a pre-contract offer from Celtic, which doesn't instill confidence into me whatsoever. he's like, really? Anyone else?
Better than that,
Yeah. No disrespect. Well, actually, maybe there is some disrespect to Celtic there, but it's where we are. Come on, Hearts. Come on, Hearts.
Here we are, mate.
So I've gone for a bit more of a fun signing. I'm going for Mario Lemina from Galatasaray. I like Lemina.
Not a bad pick.
32 years old. He was playing against Juventus. He's still playing Champions League football this year. I thought he was great at Wolves. I really like Lemina.
Lemina I thought was underrated. Yeah, I agree.
So Lemina, hard worker in midfield. Him alongside the very injury-prone Leon Goretzka. Just two. That's a solid base.
Yeah.
That's a solid base. And we're finishing with my wild card, I'd say. Because this guy, Sofiane El Karouani of FC Utrecht, the Moroccan 25-year-old left-back, in the Europa League and the Eredivisie this season, 16 assists. 16 assists.
Fuck off.
I'm not even joking.
That's
In the
incredible.
Europa League.
And Eredivisie.
Oh, okay.
3 goals. Leeds and West Ham are the front runners for his signature currently. And Leeds, the team that have bought maybe my favourite signing of the year in Diouf at left back, the Senegalese
Oh, mate, he's
whipster,
quality, yeah.
who I think they should be snapped up by someone else. 25 years old, valued at 15 million. The most expensive free agent contract expiring left back is Mikalenko at Everton, who I do not want to get.
Do you
So
not want him?
yeah, so I'm taking a gamble on El Karouani. Utrecht fans, if you're watching, do let me know, or Eredivisie fans, do let me know, give me the inside gossip on this guy. But 10 assists in the Eredivisie this year and 2 goals just tells me that he's getting down the left and he's whipping balls in. He's 25, he adds a bit of youth to my team. And I think he's got a serious sell-on value here. He's Moroccan. He's just clearly a victim of the Mazraoui Hakimi monopoly that that's locked down that wing-back position for Morocco. So yeah, so he goes into my team and finishes it off.
Okay, my final pick. Let's complete the Wonderunk backline. Not played loads of minutes this season.
Why is that?
But
why hasn't he played
well,
loads of
a
minutes?
few injuries and here and there, and obviously they did get in a big centre back to replace him. But you got to remember, right? I'm playing a back 3. I need someone that can just get it off the goalkeeper. I'm thinking of this guy playing the Calvin Bassey role a little bit at Fulham, right? Where he kind of fills in as the left back, allows Sessegnon to bomb on. Still decent on the ball. Yes, there might be injuries, but you still got Stones and Maguire who can do it at Premier League level to kind of cover him a little bit. Let's go David Alaba. Left side is centre back and a back 3. I still think there's room for you, buddy. You've got protection. Sessegnon's there, going to cover for you on the left wing back. You don't really have to get up and down. Just play the ball out from the back. You've got Maguire and Stones around you to fucking head it away. And you've got some decent covering in front of you in midfield there. I think that's a nicely balanced team. Ortega in goal, Adama Traore at right wing back.
We'll go through the team in a minute.
But David
Allen's
Alaba's my final pick. I don't care if he's only played 7 games for Real Madrid this season.
I need another midfielder. Current midfield is obviously Modric
you're in structure,
and Basuma. Right, Basuma's my DM.
I hate that.
And I can go either 2 ways. No, you don't, Henry. You're getting feisty here. I can go 2 ways.
Feisty one you are.
I looked at Tanguy and Ndombele.
Oh, mate.
I looked at him. Doesn't mean I've gone for him, lads. I looked at him. I looked at him. I'm not going for him. Don't worry.
I mean, Basuma and Ndombele, like that midfield should work so well.
But it doesn't. Koke at Atletico Madrid's contract running out. This is still a good player, by the way. Let's be honest here.
On Transfermarkt, he has the same valuation as Harry Winks who's 4 years younger at 7 million euros. That is an insult to Koke. Koke is a legend.
No, I agree. Look,
mate, but
and it's still someone that's playing. It's still someone that's playing a lot of games. He's played 23 games so far this season. Obviously, still playing in the Champions League. Played every single game. I think I am looking for someone that is a bit more like a central midfielder. I looked at Martin de Roon at Atalanta as well. Iconic. And then I also thought about Dreaming.
Dreaming is free, mate.
And you know who's available every summer for free? Because he signs 1-year deals. Mkhitaryan.
Oh, fuck off.
Mkhitaryan.
Isn't he 37?
He is 37. Modric is 40, mate. He's a youngster in this team. And I thought about it.
God.
I thought about it. But I have made the decision to go with Koke. to partner Basuma in midfield, to allow Modric to be a little bit freer. My midfield three would be Modric, Koke, and Basuma. I was thinking about Mkhitaryan, but I just think...
You just think what, Zach? What have you thought?
I think I want someone to be a little bit more. I'd say they're kind of similar in ways, aren't they? Really, I mean, Mkhitaryan's maybe more of an attacking kind of player than Koke is.
Yeah, you could say.
But
that.
I've got Neymar who's not dropping back. So I probably need to do my team a favour here and get Koke in. So Koke will be joining the midfield. And that is my team done. All teams finished here. I'll run through mine. I'll run through Ben's, and we'll go through Henry's, and we'll leave the comments in the comment section saying Zach's team, Henry's team, or Ben's team, and you guys go down to that comment and like it. In goal for me, Manuel Neuer. Right back of Danny Carvajal, centre backs of Konate and Andreas Christensen. Left back is Robertson. My midfield is Basuma, Koke, and Modric, and my front line is Angel Di Maria, Neymar, and Lewandowski.
Honestly, this is
an old team.
This is more of a. This is like the that charity game in Qatar or Saudi Arabia.
Match for hope.
Yeah,
Whatever it is. Hey,
a match for hope.
you can say that these boys are still playing the Champions League now. So
Who?
all of them, basically all of them.
Neymar?
Lewandowski, Modric, Koke, Robertson, Konate, Christensen,
That team is
Danny
not-
Carvajal,
that team is
and
not
Neuer
surviving
all
a whole
playing in the
season,
Champions
is it?
League.
I think your defense
Hey,
is
that's
all right.
not about
Your
the.
defense is
That's
all right.
not about this, right? It's about we're not talking about. We're just looking at a team that we can build. Okay, Ben, over to you.
In goal, Stefan Ortega. I'm playing a back five with Adama Traore at right wing back. A back three of John Stones, Harry Maguire at the heart of it, The Rock, and David Alaba at left centre.
You know when corners happen, right? They all look at Alaba. It's like you're staying back on this one. Aren't you?
Yeah.
You're staying back.
Ryan Sessegnon at left wing back. A midfield double pivot of Casemiro and Frank Kessie.
I don't mind that.
And then two number 10s that are floating because they've got the width of Sessegnon and Traore, keeping the pitch wide.
Yeah.
Harry Wilson and Paulo Dybala. And up front, Dusan Vlahovic.
Do you remember earlier we said, oh, you know what? That Casemiro has really enjoyed this season, having an extra midfielder with him.
I actually, you
midfielder.
know what? I hate Zach's team. I don't mind yours.
Thank
I
you.
think
Yours
yours
is
is quite. Yours is a team after my own heart. Actually.
Yeah, I like that.
So, all right.
ageist.
Here we go. I've got Jan Sommer in goal. Very happy with that. 37.
Best goalkeeper.
I've got the absolute assist monk. El Karouani, 25 years old at left back. Senesi and Rudiger, 28 and 32. Very happy. And Zeki Celik, 29. That is
28.
the scouter's choice. The scouter's choice. This team. Senesi's 28.
Is he? I thought he was younger than that.
Then I've got Lamina and Goretzka in holding midfield. And then I've got Brandt, Bernardo Silva, and another wild card, Alan St. Maximan, just doing what they want to do in front of
I've
them.
seen that face of the polar bear. It's like, what's he doing?
What's he about doing in Arlington, Texas?
And then I've got my main man, Raul Jimenez, up front, just doing the business. I'm honestly, if you came up, if you're Coventry and you're coming up next year and you're like, how on earth are we going to do this? Here you go. Here's stick this 11 in, and it's doing all right in the Premier League. You've got experience, you've got power, you've got creativity, and you've got some goals in there. Ben, I like your
And
team.
you're also going down to the championship.
I like your team. No, I've got youth in there as well, Zach.
Yeah.
Your team would last one international break, and it's
And
gone.
what a break it would be. Top of the league. Top of the league.
Mate,
First
yours
thing
is is ego central. Like no one's tracking, no one's doing anything for each other.
I've got a
Yours
lot
is.
of dogs in my team.
They're working
They're going
out.
to fight for that badge.
Okay then, but ultimately the decision is left to you guys at home. In the comment section, there will be a comment saying, like this for Zach's team, like this for Henry's team, and like this for Ben's team. You guys have to like which comment you think's team is better. It's easy as that, and we'll reference it in the next video. But boys, thank you so much for joining me. It's
Thank
been
you.
a wild ride.
That was a pleasure.
Henry, hope a lot of people at home want to check you out. Where can they go?
Oh, this was real fun, guys. Really enjoyed this one. If you're still here at the end, go check out Ben's new channel, please.
Oh, thank you,
go
mate.
check out. It's on to 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep that going.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Go and check out Football Joe. Me and Zach did the quiz last week. Go and watch that. And I'm sure.
Well, it's actually been rebranded to Sports Joe.
Oh,
It's no
Sports
longer.
Joe, yeah, sorry.
It's now
Okay.
Sports Joe, and I think we've got a Luke Littler. We've got a darts video coming out, so go check that out.
Nice. It was a pleasure for me and Zach to lead the Sports Joe era. And
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
new, into the new regime.
frontier.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Subscribe to the channels, all of the below, of course, as well, Nothing But Football, and we'll see you next week. Bye.